So now that I'm done making troll videos about Kemba Walker, let's talk about some young dudes who are stepping up in this short season. First one's Cedi Osman, or as I call him, Cedi Bossman. The man, the myth, the legend, the replacement of LeBron James. The dude's legitimately good at basketball. First off, he's big as hell. He's like 6'8", 215, which may not be LeBron James levels, but it's still pretty big. And his creating abilities are really something. The dude has a handle, he can play in the pick and roll, he can beat some guys in one-on-ones, and what translates from that is his playmaking. I think Cedi Osman has a real chance of being one of the best passers in the NBA one day. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen this season, and it probably won't happen next year, but I think once Osman gets to his mid-20s, I think there's a chance there. I mean, you look at the guy's vision right now, his patience, the way that he surveys the entire floor, and given that the dude's only in his second season in the NBA, I'm just saying, I think the potential's there. And then when you look at his outside shooting, he's actually shooting over 50% from three. Of course, that's going to go down. But he was able to make shots for the Cavs when he had opportunities last season, so we shouldn't be too surprised that he can actually space the floor out. Just seems like a really good overall player. He's a big dude, can put the ball on the floor, make plays for himself and others, shoot the ball. Cedi's pretty good. Now we go to Lonzo. I've always been pro Lonzo. Anybody who watches the channel knows, but of course, I had to always mention that while he was good at a lot of things, the outside shot was what it was. Well, this season is a different story, as Lonzo apparently refined the form a little bit, had the ball not go across his face as much, and the results have been excellent. The dude is confidently stepping into three-pointers. He's shooting them whether he's open or there's a guy closing out on him. The follow-through looks good, and the ball's going in the net. Now, if Lonzo can maintain this, and that's a big question because teams are going to dare him to shoot all season, but if he can, then with what he can already do so well, which is rebound and pass and play defense, if the dude's going to be able to make these open shots and have a respectable field goal percentage, then that's a massive improvement on a guy who I already believe was hugely underrated for all the little things he did that didn't necessarily show up in the box score all the time. So we'll have to see if that can keep on keeping on. Now we get to who may be the most unheard of player of all the guys here, unless you're a Knicks fan, Damian Dotson, who, similar to I think everybody on this list, is knocking down threes at a pretty impressive clip early on in this year. He showed signs of it in his rookie season of a guy who could put some points up. He did have one like 30-plus point game. But for as many good things as you saw, there were a lot of negatives as well. It seems like he's reined in his game a little bit and focused on just knocking down threes. I mean, he shoots 11 shots a game and 7 of them are from outside. So if this is going to be his thing, I think that's fine as long as they go in. But what's also interesting is I think Dotson has potential to be an all-around player. He cares about defense. It's not always perfect, but he definitely tries hard on that end. And if he can just do a little bit of the other stuff, so a few transition plays here and there, if his ball handling can improve to where he could play in the pick and roll even a little bit, or you could occasionally see some pull-up jumpers or whatever, some extra drives to the basket, the Knicks could have something with Damian. Next up, we have Malik Monk, who is putting up 14 points a game, shooting 41% from three, but what could be the most important, he's actually getting the opportunity at 27 minutes a game because Steve Clifford had a pretty short leash with the guy, whereas the Hornets' new coach, James Borrego, seems to be a bit more generous. I mean, he just looks like Malik Monk. I wish I had more footage than just one game, but he's had a couple of double-digit performances other than opening night against Milwaukee. The thing with Malik is he is a bit of a reckless player. I think I remember seeing some comparisons to Ben Gordon for his size, but still aggressiveness when it came to threes. I do think that is at least kind of accurate. So there are times when he's going to hoist up some shots that seem a little ill-advised, but they are going in. And given that he's shooting 41% from outside on 7 threes a game, that's pretty damn good, but he's also got some more offensive value than just outside shots. and I'm excited to watch him this year with the expanded role. Finally, we have Nick Stauskas, Sauce Castillo, saving the Portland Trailblazers, as every single time the dude makes a three-pointer, it's basically a Super Bowl party in Portland. He had a 24-point game against the Lakers, a 15-point game against the Wizards, and the dude cannot miss from anywhere close to the arc right now. You know, you could always see the talent with him. I think it was just a matter of maybe he was never physically ready for the NBA. Perhaps he had a little bit of confidence issues. Rumors would suggest that he was verbally abused by DeMarcus Cousins a lot in his rookie season. Whatever it may be, it seems the dude is finally figuring it out at the age of 25 years old, and the Blazers have desperately needed floor spacing. And Nick has always needed guys who can create offense for him. He's now got two of the best guards in the league to do that, and a guy in Evan Turner who's at least moderately okay off the bench. You put all that together, and right now he's putting up 14 points a game. And if he keeps this up, then he could end up being one of the best scorers off the bench this season. So let's recap this just to artificially lengthen the video. Lonzo is actually making his threes, which could be huge for him and the Lakers. We've got Malik Monk, who's been given the opportunity to actually be an NBA player, and he's backing it up. There is Cedi Osman, who will overtake LeBron as the best player in the league 3 weeks from now. And then finally Damian Dotson, who could emerge as a two-way wing for the Knicks.